in listen-only mode.
Hello and welcome to today's webinar in our DAD webinar series 2015. And today's topic is undergraduate study opportunities for engineering at the Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, or KIT for short. And I'm trying to start my presentation here. I'm very sorry about the delay. If you're familiar with the Bay Area, you know that public transportation is not and I have to show my screen. There we go. You know that it's not very reliable, so today there were unfortunately major delays. And I hope you can see my presentation. It seems that that I can have it in full mode, but you can certainly follow the presentation nonetheless. Before I start, I would like to get a few things out of the way. So first of all, we do record this webinar, and we will post this webinar on the DAD website along with the presentations from me and also from our guest today. I will send you a follow-up email with a direct link, so you don't have to look for it. You can just click on it, and then you will have the presentation available. Before I get into today's topic, and I will present to you who's actually going to present today, I will just like to talk to you a little bit about the functions. First of all, if you don't want to see the panel at all, there's this orange button here. You can just click, and then it's out of your way. And also, if you would like to have the panel again, you just click on the same button. If you click on this little window, you can see it in the full mode. And also a good panel function is the question pane, where you can just type in your question. We will have a Q&A at the very end of this webinar. All right. It seems as if I can't really start the full mode, but I will just have this part a little smaller, which apparently doesn't work. So, all right, well, you can see the presentation, and I think that's the most important. All right, so my name is Hani Geist. I'm the DAD Information Officer in the San Francisco office, and I will be your moderator for today, and I will also present to you who DAD is and what DAD offers for you. And then we have our guest presenter, Jack Hecht from the Benz School, and he's the head of recruitment, and he's actually an alumnus from the KIT, and he will be able to talk to you generally about application guidelines and what the school has to offer. But if you would like to ask maybe a few more personal questions, how it is to be a student at the institute and at the university in general, then feel free to also ask those questions. So today's agenda looks as follows. First, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about DAD and the scholarships that we offer, and then Mr. Hecht will introduce to you the Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, give you a little overview of the university, and then we'll specifically talk to you about the programs that the Benz School offers. And at the very end, we have about 10 to 15 minutes for a Q&A, but we will also provide you with our contact information, so feel free to ask any of us questions even later on if you think of it after the webinar. So who is DAD? DAD is, simply put, the higher education arm of the German government. We're an independent association of German universities, so if you have general questions about the German university system, how to apply, maybe how you can transfer, and what's necessary for you as an international student, do feel free to contact me in the San Francisco office or my colleagues in the DAD New York office. And we'll be happy to give you more information in general. But then in a webinar like this for today, you can ask very specific questions about the application guidelines and how it is at this specific university. So I'm very happy that Mr. Hecht can join us today. generally speaking, DAD, and I'm sorry, Mr. Hecht, I will mute you for a little bit so that we don't have the background noise. There we go. Okay, so the DAD provides scholarships and grants, and important to note here is that it's for all academics at all stages and all disciplines. And as I mentioned before, if you have any questions about studying in Germany, doing research in Germany, where to look for programs, you can always contact us in the Toronto office, New York office, or the San Francisco office. And DAD not only does that, but we also in general support internationalization of German universities, and we provide information and support for language and culture abroad. And here's just a map for you to visualize where DAD is represented. So as I mentioned, we have the San Francisco here in the western part of the United States, and we have the New York office and then the Toronto office. So do feel free to contact any of the offices, but for the western region, I'm your representative here. Now, the biggest question is, maybe you haven't asked yourself that, but why Germany? Why study in Germany? Well, over the past few months, I think you probably heard that most of the German universities, public universities, offer free tuition for German students, but also international students. Even though some universities, and we will talk about that later, do charge tuition fees, those are in comparison still a lot lower than most of the universities here. So this is even if you pay for your master's degree, you can definitely get a really good education in Germany for no cost or very little cost. On top of that, we have great quality of education. I like to mention that the oldest university, the University of Heidelberg, is also one of the excellent universities in Germany. So really, we have both in Germany, excellence and tradition. And then, of course, we have great social life, great food, and great culture in Germany as well. Now, what does DAD offer? So we fund study abroad, we fund internships, and we fund senior thesis research, and offer a monthly stipend or lump sum. Lump sums usually are offered to those who only would like to study for a few weeks in Germany over the summer. That's usually the case. And it depends really how well you need to speak German. It really depends, and this is something that Mr. Hecht will talk about as well, is that it really depends on the university, and oftentimes not just the university, but also the program that you're interested in. If the program requires you to speak German, then we also require you to speak German for the scholarship. If it's not required, then you don't need to prove proficiency in German at all. And DAD also, on top of the stipend, we also offer health insurance and some travel reimbursement. Now, I will talk about two scholarships that are relevant for you at this point. So the first one that I would like to talk about is the undergraduate scholarship. The deadline is coming up for the following academic year, which is 2015-2016. The deadline is January 31st. If you are interested, I strongly encourage you to apply, but I would also like to mention that a good application does take, I would say, about 8 weeks, including preparing the study proposal, talking to advisors about the recommendation letter, and so on and so forth. But if you are interested, I do strongly encourage you to apply. So this is for sophomores and juniors, and you can do either an independently designed program or an organized program. And if you would like to study at the Benz School or at the KIT in general, you would be able to use that stipend for studying at this university as well. And this is for either 4 months or 10 months, and you will get about 650 euros a month. Currently, the exchange rate changed a little bit, but I would say it's about $750 a month, which is good for Germany. So you can get really far with 750 euros. Most German students, in fact, not have a lot more a month than that. The second scholarship that I would like to introduce to you is the study scholarship, and you can apply as a senior or up to 6 years after you graduate, and this is to support you for 1 year to do a non-degree program or even to get a 2-year master's program in Germany. It can be used for a master's offered in German or in English. It really doesn't matter, and you should know as much German as is required for the program. And you get even a little bit more than the undergraduate, 750 euros a month plus health insurance and a travel stipend. And I would like to not spend any more time on this. If you have any more questions, if you're interested in more scholarships, we do offer a lot more scholarships for students who want to pursue like language courses in Germany, who would want to do summer courses. So many more scholarships are available, and you find them on our dad.org website under the Scholarships and Grants tab. And we are also on Facebook and Twitter if you want to keep in touch. But if you have any questions at the end of this webinar, feel free to ask any of the questions you have, but also, of course, you can contact me at any point later. Without further ado, I would like to hand over the microphone and the presentation to Mr. Hecht. Are you ready to present?
Yes, I'm ready. Hello. So hello, my name is Tjark Hecht. I'm from the KIT Karlsruhe School, and I'm very happy that you took your time to join this presentation. And so I would just start right away. So I guess at the end, as Hani already told you, we are able to have a Q&A. And so I just want to give you a general overview that you get some ideas about not only studying in Germany, but what is about studying engineering and so on. My name is Tjark Hecht. I'm an alumni of this university. I'm an engineer by training myself. And the KIT is the... Now it doesn't move. Oh, now it does move. The KIT, the Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, is the new name, the new formation of the former University of Karlsruhe. It's one of the biggest research universities in Europe with a focus on engineering and science. If you see here our disciplinary divisions and the 7 interdisciplinary KIT centers, you see that it's really about engineering, about science, and about environment and mathematics. So this is a general overview about the programs. If you have specific questions to this, if you're just saying, I want to know more about biology, you later can take down my contacts and I will forward you to those contact persons if you want to learn more about our biology and chemistry department. Today we will focus more on the bachelor program in mechanical engineering. If we talk about the academics and what we are teaching and what the study is about, this will be general, talking about English and German program, but the more specific we talk about the English-speaking program. It's called Karl-Benz School, so the mechanical engineering program of KIT in English language is the Karl-Benz School. And you see we have a whole international department. All these programs are focused on English language only. So for all participants, it's necessary to be fluent in English. And for all programs that you see here, no German language knowledge is necessary. So if we're talking about studying engineering, our university offers a 3-year bachelor program. It's covered with 180 ECTS. Usually a German or European bachelor program of 3 years has the same quality as the 4 years in Switzerland or the US. So with this bachelor of 3 years, you can apply almost to every other master program, for example, in the US, because these 180 ECTS are enough credits to start right away as a master. We also offer, we also prepare the students for master, PhD, and industry in our area. And our university is also part of international higher education. For example, you might know the Council of International Schools. There will be every September, or there is every September, in the French International School in San Francisco. There is a fair where we also participate in, and we also join other groups to visit schools around the globe. The international student body of the whole KIT is about 20%. The Karl Benz School offers even more. More than 90% of our international student body are not from Germany, are not born here, and are not raised here. And what's even more interesting, 75% of our freshmen don't speak any German at all when they come here. So if you are interested in studying in Germany, German engineering, but still are just saying, I can't go to Germany because I can't speak German, this is now nonsense. We offer this program now for 15 years. Of course, we will teach the students enough German language knowledge to proceed with the career later, but from the academic point of view, it's not necessary at all to speak any German. So, our program offers different kind of majors. You see our classic programs on the very bottom: production management, energy engineering, and railway technologies. And we have a very new major. As I was traveling around the globe, especially in Turkey and the US, the students are very interested to use this engineering education to start or to join automotive industry. And so we focused with one major on the program automotive engineering. So by being done with the bachelor program, they're already focused to be in the part of automotive engineer to apply to companies around this area, like Mercedes, the car company, or automotive companies, automotive supplier like Bosch or Siemens. What is also for us important, that our university not only offers lectures, it's also offering the basic researches and also the cooperation with the industry. So the students really have the opportunities to do both academic career or industry career. What does a typical Karl Benz student look like? Usually he has an international background. I was talking about more than 90% international students. We're looking for a passion in engineering, also the interest to be part of German industry, or at least to be part of industry that's cooperating with German industry, and also for those students who are interested to build a bridge back to their home countries. For example, we have a lot of students coming from South America who are just interested to learn German engineering, getting settled, for example, together with Fiat or with Volkswagen, and then later build the bridge between the German head of the company, like Volkswagen, and then build the bridge back to the factories in South America, for example. What is also very unique for the Karl Benz School in the KIT, the campus, we offer a campus accommodation, we have counseling, and we have mentoring. So once the students with us, they will learn a lot about what to do, how to live in Germany, so that they're really guided through the education program very smoothly. What is also important to know, that you can choose English or German program. In the English program, which I'm telling you here, but I can send you later also a short email that shows you the difference between the German and the English part, in English language of course, so that you can see where are the differences. Of course, we teach in English language only. You see here the requirements for the language, but for native speakers it's not necessary. And if you or your child was raised for more than 5 years in an English-speaking high school, or for the last 5 years, we don't need any proof of the language of the English language quality either. You see our class sizes are very small, up to 40 students, and so we also have an English-speaking student office for our students. We have 2 counselors dealing with all the organizational stuff, and 2 mentors to helping and support with all the program, with all the questions concerning the academics. We have our own dorm. Accommodation comes with the application if the student wants to, and the student also can participate in the regular activities of the whole KIT part. The KIT, which is the mother university of us, has 25,000 students. We are just on the corner of the campus, so our students have both. They have the unique English-speaking campus on the side, but they can use all the activities of the KIT as well. So what's also important for the students to know, the student has to take an entry exam where we offer a preparation course called pre-semester, and we have now something new for the very talented student. They can take an entry exam without any preparation course, without a pre-semester. This will be taken every year in spring. This year it will be the first week of April. If you're interested in this, just send me a short email about the early entry exam, or just drop your email later with me. You will get all the information about this as well. So now that you can see what is the difference to the German-speaking program, you see the class sizes are more than 600 students. The language requirement is B1, but from the experiences from our admission offices, we just know on the paper they say B1, but we have so many international students applying that usually a C1 is the minimum to get in. So this is what the students should be aware of, and C1, to be fluent in C1 during living in an English-speaking country, can be quite delicate. The student office is quite different shape from what we offer here at the Karlsruhe School, and the students also have to take care on their accommodation, so they have to organize it on themselves, and if they have an accommodation, doesn't mean they have the admission, and the other way around. The admission process is only based on the high school grades, and very important, if you didn't do the scientific tracks or the scientific focus at the IBs, you won't be even considered to get an admission at all. Also important, students who participate in Maschinenbau in the German program are not allowed to follow the activities of the Karlsruhe School. This program starts every autumn in October. So, but if you have further questions on this, also remember, just get back at me. So what we also offer is a summer school. It's a 1-week sneak preview to the students, tailor-made for juniors, or even for students in the 10th grade. They have still maybe 1 or 2 years to go, but this is something where they find out if engineering is something that they might want to do. We give you some ideas about what is the education and cultural aspects of being an engineer. We give you ideas what kind of job careers you might want to do. We do some workshops so that you figure out if physics, if chemistry is something that you might want to do, but we also introduce you to the widespread area of research that we have on the campus, and you also see we offer you here the to understand what does German leisure life look like, because it's quite different from what you might do in the US. Of course, we have some things in common, but some things are also very different. And what is also very interesting to know, most students just think about engineers working in research and working in labs. But for example, the biggest amusement park was just 40 years ago, was founded by one of KIT alumni of mechanical engineering, and every autumn all freshmen are invited to this theme park, which is the biggest in Germany and the second biggest in Europe, and they also get an interesting view behind the scene. So, this was too fast. If you are interested, you just see what we just put here together, what's maybe important. Everything is offered in English language. It's just a doorstep to world-class company. You will just see in the next folders where we are situated and what what kind of companies we have in our areas. We also, besides the industry, we offer the best research facilities. The international, and this is described by a student, the international campus is like an international village within Karlsruhe. And this is written by one of our students. He considered us to be one of the best university, or the best university. I can assure you at least we're one of the best universities, because with all our graduations, bachelor, master, PhD, you are able to connect to other universities, for example, MIT in the US. We have a lot of students doing exchange programs. We also have exchange programs running with Purdue and Brown, just to name some. But also we have exchange programs with Tongji University in China. We offer a double degree there. So the word will be your campus if you're with KIT. And what is also very important, to change or to come for 1 year to Germany or to leave KIT for 1 year or one semester is very easy, because mathematics, physics, and chemistry are almost around the whole world, follow the same rules. So the exams are the same. So if you want to take the exam on thermodynamics in Karlsruhe, it will be aligned in the US and the other way around. So for those who are not really sure where Karlsruhe is, and I was living on the north part of Germany, and I wasn't even sure about this too, where it was before I was studying here. It's in the southwest of Germany. So it's quite in the heart of Europe. It's in the state of Baden-Württemberg, which is one of the most or best developed areas. It's almost like Bavaria. We're also a recreational area, and we're also known to be an area for for vacation seasons, because we're one of the warmest areas. You see, we're 1 hour or about 90 minutes south of Frankfurt International Airport, so our campus is really easy to reach. And we are close to the border to France. This is about 10 minutes if you're going really straight. If you go, for example, to Strasbourg, it will be about 45 minutes. Bâle on the Swiss border is about, or Basel, is about 90 minutes away from us. So that you also see what we have in the area around us. You see we have Daimler's biggest truck factory is just on the border of the city on the Rhine. It's Wörth. The Daimler headquarters is 75 kilometers away, which is about 50 miles. Headquarter of Porsche is also very close. Stuttgart is very close. What is even more important, on the very northern top, about 30 kilometers or 25 miles away from our campus, there's the Porsche Research Center. And therefore, they find a lot of students, or if students are interested to do an internship, they are getting their internships. And sometimes if the student is very talented and doesn't have a car to get there, they might even get a company car. So the industry is really interested to get the interns, the students, into their company. But you see, it's not only German companies. John Deere has their biggest company site in Europe right around the corner in Mannheim. So you see there are a lot of things going on. With just a few that we're just naming, we have so much more in the industry, especially the German mid-sized companies that you might don't know, but there are world championships. There are these called hidden champions. You find them around us a lot. So maybe to put it in a nutshell, what are the admission requirements? Now these are the requirements for the English-speaking program, as we have an entry exam. We ask you to have a high school diploma, which is Abitur, A-level, IB, or it can be also the National High School Diploma. We like you to have a focus on math, physics, and maybe chemistry in the last 2 years of your curriculum. A CV, including your extracurricular activities, would be nice. Recommendation letters from a teacher and a counselor, or that would be very helpful for our admission process. If you're not native speaker, we ask you for a standardized English language test like the TOEFL, but there's also the IELTS. If you have other exams or results like the SATs, let us know if they are available and you want to show us. But as Germany is not part of the SAT system, it's not a mandatory part, and we don't ask US students why didn't they send. If they don't want to send, for us it's fine, but if you're good at them, just let us know. It just can put you ahead. We also ask for a passion for engineering and a favor for mathematics, because mathematics will be the language of your education and your exams. If you're here now seeing, we have also entering, or we writing down here, participating in the pre-semester, which is the preparation course we're talking about, and passing the entry exam. Exemption to the rules would be for the outstanding applicants. Those would be able to apply right away with the early entry exam. Start of the next bachelor program is the first week of August. For those students who would be able to pass the entry exam in April, and they don't have to show up in August and September, they just come here in October. And you can just apply right away because our seats are given away on a first come, first serve. So we doesn't wait until June 15 to give away the seats. The very good students will be get a prompt feedback on us if they have good chances. For those students who may be above average or average students, to respond it might take a little longer time. But if you're sending now the application, you don't have to wait for the invitation to the entry exam for 4 months. You just would get it right away if you are qualified enough. So just have a short look at how the application runs. You send in the application. Right away, the application will be checked by the admission office. The admission will be granted to the pre-semester, which is the preparation, the training in mathematics, physics, and chemistry, and then there will be an entry exam. Of course, we give you detailed information on this too. Then the exam will be checked, and then you will have admission to the first semester. The hard part is to get the admission to the pre-semester. Only 1 out of 5 will get an admission to the pre-semester, but about 95% who are participating in the pre-semester will pass the entry exam without any problem. It doesn't mean that this will be very easy, but we are very selective in the beginning, so this process is very safe and very high quality driven. The duration of the program is about 3 years, depending on the performance. If the kids are preferring to play soccer in the garden of the castle, then it's up to them. Then it takes more time. If you miss exams, you have to wait maybe for 6 or 12 months to get again the chance to take the exam. For the program costs, the entry exam or the preparation course costs about 3,500 euros. The semester, the tuition fee is about 7,000 euros per semester plus living expenses. We suggest for one semester around 4,000 to 5,000 euros, then everything, health insurance, living, accommodation would be covered. And the final degree will be a Bachelor of Science Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, KIT, 100 ECTS, European credits. And also, this will be granted, for example, by universities like MIT to start away like with a master program, and prepares you also to later on to take on a PhD at any European or American university in the field of science if you are interested. Maybe also one explanation, German Universitäten, Karlsruhe is a university, not a University of Applied Science, usually use the term Bachelor of Science. University of Applied Science in Germany, which also have a very good reputation these days, they usually use the term Bachelor of Engineering, generally talking. And some countries, they focus more on Bachelor of Engineering, and in other countries they call it more Bachelor of Science. But usually you can align those to each other. So the difference would be sometimes they call it Bachelor of Engineering, and it's still a mechanical engineer, and others they call it Bachelor of Science, of mechanical, but it's still a bachelor in mechanical engineering. So this is maybe for you to know why it's called science and not engineering. We also have a lot of students who give us feedback on our campus. If you're interested to talk to our students, we are more than happy to provide you with information from them. For example, we have one of our Turkish students that he was very motivated to come here. Alp came from a Turkish international school in 2012, and he was the best student ever to take the entry exam without any problem. And for example, Isha was raised in Texas, or in Sugar Land, Texas, US, but she was originally born in India, so she already has some kind of international background. So if you're interested to get in contact with students who have this international background, born in one country, raised in another country, and now coming to Germany to study English language, just let us know, and we like to get you in contact with those. So that's so far was from me an overview on the program Mechanical Engineering of KIT. I was trying to keep it very short so that you just can get a very clear mind on this. So if you have further questions on this, I'm more than happy to answer.
And we do actually have a few questions, and I would like to stay on your slide for a little bit so I can have the questions open. So the first question comes from Susie, and she asks if it is possible to study at the KID or the Karlsruhe School for only one semester, or if it's only possible to enroll as a full-time degree-seeking student.
For both KIT and Karlsruhe School, it's possible to apply for one semester. If you want to come for one semester, we would consider it more to be an exchange. And then we recommend that you already have done at least 1 year at your former university and that you can show some records. Because we just have to see what your records are. So if you just have been starting to study at a university, you just have to collect some credits before you can apply. But of course it's possible to come to Karlsruhe School or to KIT. Most students decide to go to KIT because they have much more facilities for that, but we also have some students who do this at the Karlsruhe School. The figures are low, but still the possibilities are there.
Okay. We have a lot of great questions coming in, and one is regarding the academic calendar. Would you please go into a little bit more detail what the academic calendar is in Germany, because it is quite different from the American one, especially for students who potentially only want to do 1 year in Germany or who want to transition. And so yeah, would you just address that topic just briefly?
Okay. So what is most important for you? We have actually most universities, I said Karlsruhe School has a more rolling process, but for all German universities and University of Applied Science, there are 2 deadlines. It's usually July 15 and January 15. If you want to come for the summer semester, you have to apply until January 15. And if you want to come to the winter semester, and most studies will start in the winter semester, which starts usually by late October or early November. So you have to apply by July 15. You have to hand in everything at this time, and most universities don't decide on a come-in first in, first serve base. They just wait until all applicants are in, then they queue them up, and then 4 weeks later, 6 weeks later, they will send out the results. So even if you're sending something in and something is wrong with your application, you maybe get a malus, or even if it's really bad, you're just sorted out. And you don't get a second chance after the entry, after the deadline has passed, to improve again, to just make some corrections on the application. So academic calendar means winter semester will start late October, will be done by mid-February. And the summer semester usually starts in late March and will be ending, in late April and will be ending in mid-July. Now here's also something very important. For example, most technical universities in Germany will take the exam in the time between. So the entry exam will not be in the last week of lecture time. They will be taking place in the time between the winter semester and the summer semester. So it won't be that possible to just go get a month for a vacation. Usually in this time between the lectures, between the summer and the winter semester, you have your 3, 4 or 5 exams that you might want to take. So this is very important. But generally talking, we have the winter semester, you have to apply July, and we have the summer semester where you have to apply January.
Okay, so I have another question, and that's a really good one, especially for a lot of students coming from the U.S. Here in the U.S., there are scholarships available based on merit, for example. Muhammad actually asked a question, a 2-part question. The first part was, does the Karlsruhe School offer scholarships just in general? And then I guess then the second part would be if there are semester tuition fee waivers based on merit. So is there anything offered to students who perform particularly well, or does the school not offer any financial aid at all?
As the Karlsruhe School is a very small part of the KIT, we don't have classic scholarships that are merit-based right away during the application process. We have some awards, some rewards that you can earn, that you can collect based on your achievement within the university, but these figures are very low, or these numbers are very low. So for those students, we offer cooperations with companies, but then again, the companies are very picky. So usually most companies would like to see to perform you as a student for 1 year, and then they offer you, for example, a student placement where they support you paying your tuition fees and give you an allowance of 400 euros a month. But this is more very supportive, and one part of the application process for us is to have a financial plan. We hope as we're growing stronger that we can offer more like full-time scholarships on a merit-based right away based on the application process, but at the moment the Karlsruhe School doesn't offer it. At the KIT, as there the figures are a little lower, you don't have to take care about the fees of the tuition because they're very low, but of course the living expenses will be still the same, and there's very few chances to get one of those, only those that Hani was talking about if you're coming for 1 year or 1 semester where the DAAD might support you.
All right, I'm switching gears here a little bit, talking about the application process. Emil would like to know if you could give a little bit more detail about the entry exam and if there is a sample available online, just to get a sense of excuse me, just to get a sense of what the exam looks like and how to prepare for it.
For those who apply and get an invitation to the early entry exam, they would get 1 or 2 samples of the old. But usually what we're asking about should be part of the curriculum of your 2 last years at your school. So why then do we do this entry exam? Because we don't have to wait, or we don't ask students to do the Abitur only. And if we want to get students with a high school diploma and with a national high school diploma from India or anywhere else, this what we were told by the state of Baden-Württemberg, we have to set this entry exam. But usually what we offer is the part of calculus and so on that you already have. We have 1 exam in math, 1 in physics, 1 in chemistry, and 1 in English. For sure, if you get in contact with me, I can send you a list on the topics which we're asking for, and I might also be able to send you a sample from a very old exam so that you understand what this is about. And once again, usually we expect all the students to come here to get the preparation, and within this 2 months of preparation we will teach the classes once again, and usually then this for the students it's mostly piece of cake to pass, but therefore we can ensure this quality that all the students are very good and very participating. And we also avoid something else which most German universities are famous for. The dropout rate at KIT is about 20 to 25% in the first years. In our university at the Karlsruhe School, it's about 3% because we're just trying to focus in the beginning on the students, what are their strengths and what are their weaknesses. So if you want to know more about this, I'm sure I can send you more information on this, but to talk about all the the content of the exams, I think would be a little too much now.
Yeah, I agree. And we have 2 more questions. Rohit wants to know if the 180 ESCTs are in fact sufficient for admission to a master's degree, for example, here in the U.S., or if there may be problems if a student would like to transfer after the bachelor's back to the U.S. or potentially other countries. Would you be able to elaborate more on this topic?
Yes, we have in Europe now this European credit transfer system for some years, and for most universities that are aligned by the state and have all the quality insurance are registered to this system. So usually it means the minimum from a bachelor is expected to have 180 ECTS, and this is usually the minimum requirement to a master in that field. So usually in Europe, those students can deal with it. Especially from what we have here at the KIT, our bachelors are also granted in the US. Not maybe with all universities, but if you talk about all the renommed universities, if you're going, for example, to MIT, Brown, Purdue, all the other universities, our bachelor is aligned. The only thing that might ask for an extra entry exam are maybe those most popular master programs where they maybe have 100 students applying for 10 seats. Maybe then they have another entry exam. Or if you're applying for a master program that's maybe only 75% within your reach, and maybe you just missed some chemistry exam because it wasn't part of being mechanical engineering here in Germany, and you missed one of the chemistry exams. So maybe this is what you have to do. But generally talking, our bachelor in Germany from the KIT is aligned as a bachelor in the US or in Switzerland, in India, Italy, Southwest, in Far East, in Hong Kong, in Shanghai, and so on. And also, for example, we offer double degrees here at KIT together with French. We have a French-German, we have a German-Chinese double degree. So there are, just to make sure, on this level, I can really assure you our graduations are resigned by most universities around the globe.
Perfect, thank you. Now, here's an important question Edwin asked. So for those students who decide to do an English-speaking program, so how is it for those students? Can you give some examples, or have you talked to students who only speak English when they arrive, how it is in Germany, maybe how it is in Karlsruhe? Is it easy for students who know very little or no German at the very beginning to live there? I mean, probably it gets easier, but how was it at the very beginning? Can you give a few examples here?
So what I'm telling you now is just specific for Benz School. Generally talking, if you come to Germany and you can't speak German, I think you might be lost, because it's like in other big countries, like in France, like in Spain. Most people are educated, they can speak English, but when you go through the streets of Paris or Madrid, they will talk French or Spanish, and the same is here in Germany. So this would be difficult, just to come here to Germany and just say, let's go there, I don't speak the language. Maybe this would work in Berlin or some other big cities, but usually you would be lost. Here at the Benz School, we have an international campus. We have mentors. You will get some kind of godfathers from the older classes, some mentors who will help you getting settled down. And as I said, 4 out of 5 freshmen from Benz School don't speak any German at all. And we will help finding you your way within the German community. For example, services like consulting, like also financial things or medical help. We have German doctors here in our closest area, dentists, regular doctors, sport doctors, whatever, that are fluent in English. So this help is guaranteed from the first day right away. We have also 2 hospitals on the side who know when a student comes from international department from Benz School that they have to call for an English-speaking nurse. So this is what we have prepared. But of course, once in a while we help you to get settled down. But all the students who are not speaking any German will get a partner who helps them setting down and get along with going for groceries, going to the bank, etc. But also most of the banks that are in our area also can deal with international students, so the people can speak English. But of course, if you go down the street, most street signs are in German language, and this is what we also give you. We give you a short introduction to what Germany looks like, what is important to know. We also give you an update on the rules on the street, which are quite different, because maybe from the US you won't expect so many fast bicycle drivers, maybe from San Francisco, but maybe not if you're coming from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And so I think we can give you a very good preparation with this university. Generally talking, I think you should speak German, but if you come to our university, German is not necessary in the beginning, and after 1.5 years, you're that fluent that you can do most of your things on your own.
Yeah, I think those are really great points, and I think it's really great that you that you support students and have some sort of a buddy system. I would just like to add that if you intend to go to Germany and study, for example, at the Karl Benz School, and you've never taken any German classes, there are now great resources online. If you are interested, I can also send you a few links later on where you can study some German before you go, just to get a feel for the language, maybe to learn a few phrases that are important. And so there are a lot of videos online also that help you learn the language if you're near a Goethe Institute in the US. I also recommend maybe to take one class prior to your departure, because just to have a little bit of knowledge will make it a lot easier for you to adjust, because as Mr. Hecht said, that even though maybe at school you'll only need to speak English, it is quite challenging because you go to a new school and you move to a new country, maybe you don't know anyone, and then if you have a foreign language that you don't understand at all, it can be quite draining at the very beginning. So I would just recommend you take advantage of the resources that are here in the United States, like the Goethe Institute, for example, or just what's available online for free. Even you don't even have to pay for a course. I at this point don't have any more questions from the audience, but I do have a question that I think may be of interest, and I would like to ask Mr. Hecht. Do you offer any opportunities to your students after graduation, meaning do you have any alumni support, any alumni association? Do you talk to your students about career opportunities maybe in Germany or maybe abroad? Is there any of the support system like that that's available?
The KIT itself has a very big alumni club.
Mm-hmm.
And if we go back to the slide, which you can see now, the portfolio of the international department, the English-speaking part of the university, all these programs here has alumni clubs. The Karl Benz School, the Hector School, the KSOP, which is the PhD program, and so on. And once a year, we organize a networking event between all the alumni clubs. So the bachelor graduates, we have bachelor graduates from 20 years ago, so they are maybe now PhD students already. So we get them all together in one meeting so that they have a really good networking going on. We have for all school, we have one person, one manager in charge who only takes care of alumni activities. And so we coordinate. We also send out important information for those who are maybe not that aware of the fact. Just we had one of our alumni from the University of Karlsruhe been to space. He been there for I think 4 months. So we sent out these information, what's going on our campus, what's new, what's interesting, if one of our heads are changing, and so we keep the students interested. And we organize this big meeting, and of course every alumni club, I think every other year, makes a meeting around that area. We visit companies in Germany. We also make some special things, of course. It's not only about being business, so we have a very vital alumni student body, and we invite all the students to participate in this. The only thing to participate is that you really have to be an alumni. This is the only minimum requirement, that's all. And so we also offer these students this opportunity of a network, not only talking about an industry network, also an alumni academic network, because some of our Karl Benz students are now working in research, others in industry, but through our alumni activities, they still have this network and they still come back. And we also give reports on very interesting development of some of the students. Of course, we can't keep track with every newspaper with all the students what is happening, but once in a while, and we have somebody who's just making some very interesting development, and then we just post it so the students can keep them updated. We have groups on, I think, LinkedIn and on Facebook, which are enclosed only to the alumni. I think present students can join, so that it's still a very limited group, because we think if it's just a big group and they don't have anything in common, it won't help. So, but I really can say yes, we have a really big group there. going on.
Okay, perfect. And now the last question, Rohit wants to know if you are able to do a seminar in India, since he's, I assume, tuning in from India. He did not mention if that's an online seminar, but I assume it is some, he's asking about any appearance from you or one of your colleagues in India in general. So maybe you can just briefly address that.
Okay, so the issue is I'm the only one who's traveling. I hope I get a second colleague who will travel worldwide. We have a lot of students from India applying, so we can do seminars, and we have 2 representatives over there which are Indians who are not really coming from our university. So, but we have a lot of students or alumni and present students who go back and also to give feedback on this. So these communications can be given to you, or these contact data, but we didn't plan for this year a visit to India. But it's just a matter to that I can't travel, that I can't be at 2 places at the same time.
Yeah, that's understandable. Thank you for asking this question and all the other questions. I think we are out of time. Thank you very much, Mr. Hecht, for joining us today. Again, I apologize for the delayed start of this webinar. You have both of our contact information here. Mr. Hecht, as well as I, are more than happy to answer any questions that you have later on. So do feel free to contact us at any point. Do you have anything you would like to add to today's webinar, Mr. Hecht?
So I just like to, or either just thank you for attending this event. Just remember to send me a short message. We will be visiting the US I will be at MIT in February. We will be doing a tour in April, and then again we will do a tour in September. If you want us to visit your school, send me an email. We usually try to arrange this, and you would be surprised how customized we can be if it comes to school visit in the US. So just let us know, and I would be very happy. If you also have personal questions or something occurs tomorrow morning, just write me a short email.
Okay, perfect. Well,
thank you very much.
Thank you. I will put this presentation along with Mr. Hecht's presentation, the PowerPoint and my PowerPoint on our DAD website, and I will send you a follow-up link. And in that follow-up email, I will also include the dates and the visit the universities that are already confirmed, so that you have that agenda already. And then, of course, as Mr. Hecht said, please feel free to contact us for any additional requests or questions. And with that, I would like to thank you all for joining for today's webinar, and I will hope to hear you soon in the near future. There will be more DAD webinars in the future, so please keep an eye out. And again, thank you very much for joining. Have a wonderful day or evening, and yeah, see you soon. Bye.
Bye.